Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322. Welcome to the Choking Hazard Podcast, episode 35, with my usual co-hosts, Mr. Sugar-Free Nos over there.
Hello. Please, Mr. Sugar-Free Nos is my father.
Oh, sorry.
You just call me Nos.
Sorry. I remember you saying exactly the same thing to that in one of the earlier episodes. And down below we got RDT33.
What's up?
What's up?
That's Gucci.
And in this episode, we're going to be talking about many things.
I doubt it. I think we're going to be talking about one thing extensively.
I don't know. I don't think we can. There's not a lot extra to say on it. And it's going to be a little rant, and that's going to be the end of it. Surely.
Little.
Well, I kind of want someone to tell me that I'm in the wrong. I want to be told that I'm overreacting, but.
All right, devil's advocate, I can do it.
We're for those who are uninitiated on what just happened, maybe 2 hours before this podcast went live. Mr. Boss for the win, a man who we had on our podcast, who we brought on.
Guest of the podcast.
He was a guest. We wanted to ask him questions. We decided to give him a platform to speak and I guess defend himself in as well as he wanted to do, and we kind of tried to keep our own sort of opinions out of it so everyone can just make their own thoughts. We've talked about that previously, and I released a tweet last night, detailing basically it's an extension of the vehicle costs spreadsheet that I made for the most expensive vehicles video. And I recently updated it because I go back to it for every update and just update it to see how much it would cost to buy every single vehicle in the game. And I tweeted out the new value of how much it would cost to buy everything with a link to the spreadsheet. And then I think it was midway through today, Fun MW2, the guy who gets into the game files and knows things and whatnot about GTA.
Good guy. Good guy. Some credit.
Good
where
guy.
Credit's
Yeah.
due.
If he wants to come on the podcast, feel free.
What was this, Nas? What was that?
We already had one of your brethren. We had Yan, so we'll have you on too, unless they're both the same person. You never know.
Who
And
knows?
they're both Rockstar employees.
Yeah,
Both janitors.
yeah, exactly.
And he retweeted it, which is fair enough. That's fine. And then I was alerted to a video that had been made by our Lord and Savior, Mr. Boss for the win.
Okay.
Lord and Savior's a bit strong. I think he's just a simple deity. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He's not our singular Lord and
I
Savior.
think he's more of a fallen angel. I think. don't know about
Basically, going over that video, everything that was in that spreadsheet that I had made, didn't once mention that I made the spreadsheet, didn't once mention that the source, he just said source in the description. It wasn't a spreadsheet or anything created by Bruffy or anything like that. Didn't mention me by name in any way. Said that he saw the tweet, saw something on FunMW2's Twitter page, but he had only retweeted it, so he would have had to have seen that it was my tweet.
Yeah, it's very obvious.
Yeah,
It's
he just
extremely
retweeted.
obvious.
It's not as if Fun, tweeted it out himself. He
And
would have
then
had to
said
actually.
RT like it's 2009, like RT.
Yeah, RT. No, yeah. That's not what happened. He saw that it was my tweet, and then he would have had to click on the tweet to go to the reply to the tweet, which gave the link to the spreadsheet that he then linked as a source. So he actually had to, even put in a bit more effort of actually clicking something. And yeah, didn't mention me a single bit. And I kind of the last few weeks, I've kind of been at a bit of a loss with YouTube. Just, the algorithm and my most viewed video now is on my second channel, which was the Hot Ring race that was just a random clip. And
Yeah.
I've been
very low energy.
just
Low
ran.
energy.
I wasn't even going to put it up. That was how bad it was, sort of low effort it was. But I just put it up as a random clip on the second channel like I normally do with stuff like that, and it turned into nearly having 1 million views now. And all my work that I've done in all the other videos over the past 5 years is, none of them have reached that height for the 7-minute video that was. And so recently I've been having that kind of mindset about YouTube of, you know, what am I doing? What's the point of all this? Why am I putting in all this effort to put time into making videos and testing and
when you're
doing all that
when
kind
you
of
could
stuff.
just vomit something onto the platform and it gets 1 million views.
Yeah. And then this happens. And I just kind of lost it a little bit. So I tweeted out, you know, I left a comment on the video, his video. I tweeted out about it, quoting the comment that I'd made. And I just, after 5 years of, it's not even just him. I mean,
what a
the only
scumbag.
reason, I forgot to turn off the notifications. Damn it.
Did you just resubscribe for 6 months in a row?
3 weeks.
Thank you.
It's not even necessarily. It's only really him because he has continued to be on GTA. Like, you know, everyone, all the other people who used to steal content back in the day have moved on to something else now, I imagine. But
yeah, they're reporting on Jay-Z or something like that. What's
What?
Dom doing these days?
Jay-Z.
What's Dom is live doing today? Who knows?
But after 5 years of constantly having my shit stolen, testing all these hours of testing vehicles, all these hours working out all these values of all these different things, making spreadsheets, putting out all this information, and I'm just sick of it. For over the last 5 years, I've always kept a very, you know, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to get involved in any drama. Nothing I can do about it. That's it, you know. And I try to keep out of everything, and it's just gotten to me. And I want someone to say, you're overreacting. You just don't, you know. It's not. It wasn't. It's not. You put the information out there. You have no rights to it. All this kind of stuff. But I just can't get away from the feeling that I'm just sick of it.
I just read some of the replies to your comment on Mr. Boss's video. Like the first one, you guys were like, dude, the video game, chill.
Yeah, I know. I had to respond to that one. My response to that was, no, it's my livelihood. Because it is now. Like back in the day, It used to just be, okay, someone's taken a bit of information. Maybe I get some credit for it, some subscribers. That's great. But now it's my career. It's my livelihood. It's my income. I pay for bills. I pay for food. And when someone makes money off your stuff, when you're the one who's, you know, should be making money off it in the first place because it's your work, it's just, I don't know, I feel sick of everything.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, it's about time, finally. It's only taking you, what, 7 years? 8 years?
Yeah, you're using the instruments that you've bought to make some form of scientific art form of videos, in your case. Like, if I made a beautiful song on a Taylor guitar, let's say that, Taylor doesn't have the right to be like, well, you used our instrument, so that's our stuff now. This is my song. Like, what? You're using the tools that you have available to you to make your own content. And then someone just comes out of nowhere and they're like, well, I made this. This is my information now. So I'm going to put it out into the world and make money off of it. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
The thing is, he didn't necessarily say that it was either his information. It's the fact that he just didn't decide to divulge whose information it was. Like, I just didn't get it.
Is that it has to be, the only conclusion I can draw from this is that this is purely malicious. Like, it was so painfully obvious. Like, when he saw this tweet from you in his Twitter feed, it was your picture, it was your name, it was your text, it was you. And all it says is just a little retweeted up at the top. Like in
and
gray.
It even says on the spreadsheet that he linked created by Bruffy.
Yeah, it is so painfully obvious that you created this content and he maliciously took it. It's not just somebody shared it with somebody who blah, 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 blah. No, it was so obvious and he maliciously did this for some reason. And
that's it. I just don't get why. Like, I don't understand. The last time we ever had any kind of interaction with him was on the podcast, and that ended fine, and that was it. And I don't get why he would see a tweet that was mine, see a spreadsheet that was mine, see all this work that I'd done, and decide it must have been a conscious decision to not mention me, because he says in the video, a tweet that I saw on Fun. I found something interesting on Fun MW2's Twitter page. Like,
I guess it's because fun isn't making money off of it, or so. I mean,
maybe I don't know. I just don't understand what he would stand to lose.
Yeah, and even if it's well, because money, he did do it because money. Like how does mentioning you lose him any money or views at all?
Yeah,
I mean it doesn't. It only stands. That's why I don't understand. You only stand to gain from mentioning your source. Yeah, everyone does.
Mutually beneficial.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. I mean, maybe they teach you to steal content down at Auburn Business School. I don't know. Maybe if he went to Alabama, he would actually know what he's doing and give people credit. But it just...
And I don't know.
I don't understand.
I'm stuck between two places with it. It's either... Because people, obviously we're doing this podcast live. People are talking about it in the chat. And I'm seeing like two genuine possibilities. One is it was a specific decision not to mention me for whatever reason. He decided that he's going to try and work his way around it and not mention me. Or he is so lazy, incompetent, or just doesn't care so little that he just didn't think he saw it on FunMW's Twitter page and that's what he's gone with. And I just can't understand either of them.
I can't believe that he's that lazy. I can't.
I don't think you get 2 million. I don't think you get 2 million subscribers by being that dumb.
No,
he's clearly a calculated sociopath who only cares about himself.
Yeah, I mean that's he'll come back. Go ahead. Sorry.
If he ever comes back on the podcast, or even if he tries to address this, he'll be like, "I just legitimately didn't see that it was I obviously would have given you credit. How's it going, guys? I definitely would have given you credit if I had known that it was your information, but I just didn't see it. I got things coming at me left and right. I don't have time to always check the sources." So
yeah, yet he had to click my tweet to then see the reply to my tweet to give the source that he gave in the description of the video.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I know. I can't.
It's just I don't understand it either. I've been making decisions that only benefit me for a while now in the internet game. That's how I make every decision. Is how is this going to benefit me?
Head on over to twitch.tv/sugarfreedance.
Underscores in between that. But anyway, I just don't see how this decision benefits him in any way. I mean, maybe this is what he's counting on. Now we've got a whole beginning of your podcast that gets 3,000 views that we're talking about him. Maybe this is the plan. Maybe this is his plan. Maybe we're all just putty in Mr. Boss's hands. We're doing exactly what he wants us to do and falling for his trap.
Yeah, maybe. It's possible.
But 4D chess, bro.
I feel like that's kind of on the level of us thinking that Jan or Fun are getting fed information from Rockstar employees. You never know. But I just don't get it.
And it's a shame. It's a shame because I think when you're that big, you have a certain responsibility to not be a completely garbage human being in terms of your content, and it's a shame that he has chosen to not give people credit and just keep doing the terrible things that people have told him. They have told him, stop doing this. This is bad. Just do this and you're fine.
He even said on the podcast as an answer to one of the questions that we asked about stuff like this, like, if anybody contacts me and I'm okay, if I don't realize I make mistakes, and if people contact me, I can fix it or whatever. But I contacted him 3 years ago about a video and he fixed it then, but then it comes back again and it doesn't happen, and then you contact again and then he's like, okay, and then then this happens again.
You contact him, everyone's already watched the video.
Yeah,
so
it makes no difference, and he might be a little bit better in the next video, and then the video after that it will be back to the same again. Yeah. And
how many mistakes do you have to make?
Yeah, like it should be for me. If I was to ever make a video putting it, using someone else's information, and I have, not very often in the past, but I have done that. And I make a conscious effort. I'm more conscious the other way to make sure that I've asked them permission. I give them proper credit. Like, that should be your mindset when you're using somebody else's work.
Yeah, or if you're just taking someone else's ideas even if you're just taking their ideas, like with the GTA San Andreas playthrough, I did. The first words out of my mouth were, "Josh gave me the idea. Josh, go watch Josh."
Inspired by this guy to do this or whatever,
Yeah. So, I mean, if little old me can do that when all I'm concerned with is my own personal gain, Mr. Moneybags for the win over in Atlanta can give some credit too. All right.
Credit to Snowy, by the way, who was the one who put it in the Discord and made me see it.
Speaking of credit.
Yeah.
Right there, you just brought it to our attention.
Um,
Mr. Boss is at a level of moral depravity that would make Charles Manson blush.
Jeez. It's just, I'm just sick. I'm sick. After 5 years of doing this GTA testing stuff, I'm just sick. Sick of putting in all the effort and doing all the testing to get, you know, I feel very lucky to have the community I have, and I'm immensely supported, especially, you know, for the Twitch streams and things like that, and I greatly appreciate it. It's just hard to take when you see these much bigger YouTubers take your stuff and become much bigger for it. And I get that not everybody likes, you know, they might not like me, they might not like the way that I do things, they might not resonate with me. I focus heavily on racing. People don't want that. People just want, you know, regular reviews, or they just want, you know, random stuff to do with GTA military vehicles or weapons or anything like that. And I'm fine with that. It's just when your stuff gets taken, the work that you put in, the amount of hours that you put in, and it just gets taken, and it's been that way for the last 5 years, and I'm just sick.
Yeah,
I've finally reached that point.
Well, and the feeling doesn't necessarily have to just extend to people stealing your content either. I mean, I felt kind of similar in the past with, I mean, you know, you could say you're playing Portal right now. You can pour your heart and your soul into Portal. You love Portal. Portal is such an excellent game. It makes such an excellent thing to stream, and it's so funny. But people are still just going to watch you do the same track in the same car around in the same game forever.
G-Fred!
G-Fred, please!
G-Fred?
When are we doing? Can we do random all this Saturday?
24-hour G-Fred stream.
G-Fred!
But I don't mind that. I mean, if people like what they like, I'm okay with that, as long as I'm enjoying it too. But
well, I'm just saying that the that can extend the idea that effort and quality does not correlate to views.
Yeah, that's absolutely
much
true.
further.
Yeah,
than
absolutely.
Because you could fire up G-Fred right now and your viewer count would double, guaranteed. It does, G-Fred.
It would.
Double.
It genuinely would. I see it on the Sunday streams. I always do G-Fred in the last half an hour of the Sunday streams, and you can see it on the stats. There's a graph that shows your viewer numbers all the way through the stream.
It's so low
and then
quality.
G-Fred,
oh my
at the
God,
last half an hour, it goes up. And there's more viewers at the end of the stream for G-Fred.
It makes me so angry.
The lowest common denominator.
Yeah.
I know something is going to go wrong, and you're going to go, no way! And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like, he did the thing!
It's the randomness that people like, and that's why they like the random all
failed
stuff
the
as well.
airport jump again. I didn't see this coming. Oh my goodness.
I haven't failed the airport jump for ages. Shut up. Actually,
it's like
that
when
might be a lie.
It's like when people buy, you know, pay-per-views to see Floyd Mayweather fight, they don't like him, so they want to see him fail. So people just keep tuning in, waiting for you to fail.
Yeah.
And eventually they get that little taste of euphoria when you do.
It's difficult to, because I mean, this is something else that I was thinking about, that I have that hot ring video that just happened to get caught by the algorithm and got pushed to people. It's either YouTube these days is either the algorithm and you get suggested all over the place, or search results. If you just use the right tags, use the right information, get it out quick, you're up on the top of the search results, and that's an instant.
Or you get copyright strikes and content IDs and you know, age restricted for no reason. It's one of those
then that can bring you the other way.
There's no neutral on YouTube.
Yeah.
You're either hitting it big or you're getting hit big.
Yeah,
that's
true. But then I think about that video, which nearly has 1 million views for the lowest quality, lowest effort content. And then I have my favourite video of all time, which was pretty recent, the MCC, shots of the MCC video. You know, I spent ages doing that with the music and the shots, and the hours went into filming the shots because Zero Striker filmed them during the MCC races. And that's sitting on like 4,500 views. And it make like 4,500 views is a lot of people, and I'm happy that 4,500 people have seen that and hopefully enjoyed it. but it makes me sad that a million people see the other one, the one that took no effort, and I feel
and you don't gain anything from it either. It's not like those people who watch that clip really subscribe at all.
No.
I mean, you don't get any subscriber return from that kind of exposure either.
Yeah.
So
it's just
all around.
All of it is kind of coming to me of it's just making me sad. Just the whole thing about YouTube. And Wondersniff said it earlier in the chat: stream more, YouTube less, be happy. and I think, you know, there's something about Twitch. There's something about
this. How long ago?
I know, years ago. I know. But there's something about Twitch. There's something about live streaming that you build a community. I feel like I've built a community around YouTube as well, but it's particularly evident, you know, on Twitch, and people are, you know, so supportive on Twitch and live streams that everyone feels connected and part of a community. Whereas you don't really get that with YouTube. And I'm pumping out content. Some of it might get loads of views. There's one random all race that's got 200,000 views, and then I can spend hours doing a testing video that gets 10,000 views. And it's just,
that's because no one really cares how fast the terabyte is. I'm just going to be real with you. No one cares.
I know that, but I'm talking about like other classes as well. And just in general, it's been quite a, you know, unless it's supercars or sports cars, you know.
You should just release the supercars video every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, bigger YouTubers do that anyway. I mean, they just take my supercars lists and do top 10 quickest
drag
supercars
race at the airport.
Yeah,
drag race. Yeah.
But I want to make quality content. I want to make content that will last and be informative and entertaining and something that people can watch for years. But it seems like that's not valued on YouTube. Doesn't matter.
I mean, you probably make 1,000% more on Twitch than you do on YouTube nowadays.
My income from Twitch is higher than YouTube. Yeah,
I would imagine
it has been for a while. If you, I consider bits on Twitch to be donations, so I don't really count. I consider just all donations together. But I mean, they all come from streaming anyway. I don't exactly get donations off stream. But even just taking into account Twitch and taking into account subscribers on Twitch, that is, yeah, I get more income from that than YouTube. But I can't bring myself to completely get rid of YouTube because I like making videos, I like making content. It's just, what's the point in doing it?
This is battered housewife.
I'm getting, yeah.
You stream on Twitch, and then you put up like 5-minute highlight videos on YouTube, and that's all you do. That's it. That's it. You just the compilation highlights. Look, GTA Man's doing it. He's very successful. Very successful. So his stream highlights actually are pretty good, to be fair. So,
I'm just getting beaten up by the whole thing, to be honest. And this whole Mr. Boss thing has just put me over the edge, and that's why I've started talking about it, and I tweeted out about it, which I never normally do.
Yeah.
But
we should make this a weekly or like twice a week podcast. I can quit my job, and we could just make this a thing. You know, just rant about the other people on YouTube and YouTube.
Rant about different content creators.
Yeah, why not?
That GTA man, what a scumbag.
Hey, I like that.
I agree.
I like him. No.
I'm only saying that because he's in the chat. Mikey was in here from Central Gaming Hub as well. He has a terrible channel.
Excellent microphone though. Terrible channel, excellent microphone.
Very soothing voice.
Yeah,
I like it.
No, there are some. It's often seems to be the case that the better content creators are the ones who actually stand for something or have some morals and don't do the kind of shit that the big ones do. Are the smaller ones. The ones around my size, the ones.
I see, but look, I have no morals, and I'm not big yet. When do I get big from having no morals? That's what I want to know. Like, I mean, I don't care about anyone other than myself, and I'm still little, so that's I don't think that works.
Just give it time.
I think if you played into the stereotype that you're like some Southern Alabama kid, you would probably get you'd create a character.
Yeah,
you know,
I need to play more into the stereotype. Yeah.
like nurse red neck respect red I don't know, try to do a play on Dr. Disrespect. You just like wear the cowboy hat, got your handle.
You should wear that hat more.
Yeah.
Where's the face cam?
Yeah, where's the face cam? What? I want to see your face, even though you're playing Mass Effect. All right, I don't care about the story. I want to see your face. Where's your face cam? Where is it? Where's your face cam?
Oh man, we
I'll
love
get
you
on the
really,
rant
Mikey.
now. We
by
better
the way.
move on.
You too, GTA man. I like what Specky Legend put in the chat. Maybe if Fun retweeted your angry response, Ross would make a video about you. It requires Fun to retweet anything for.
Yes, Fun and W2 needs to retweet your angry tweet in support of you. Yes, we need to make this happen. We can make this happen. Fun
Leaked
likes
information. Bruffy is angry. Found in the game files.
Yeah. No, he wouldn't put Bruffy in the title or anything. He'd put other content creator angry with me. Didn't do anything wrong. Other GTA content creator unhappy.
What did I do? Yeah. God.
Well,
What a dope. God, he is such a dope. And his head's so big, and it's on this pencil thin neck, and he's just, I hate him. Have him back on the podcast. Let's have him back. And just
he would
start
never
roasting
agree.
him.
He got off because, you know, like we said, we tried to do an impartial question and answer thing for the first time he was on the podcast to, you know, let people make up their own decisions about what he was talking about, whether he was bullshitting, and plenty of the things that he said during that. I think there was times I was looking at the camera like, really? Is this your answer for that? But
one of the comments I loved was like when you asked the question about something, you're like, oh, well, what do you think about giving credit? And then he was giving an answer. And subconscious, like without even thinking about it, I guess I just looked away from the mic and laughed. And someone was like, I noticed that.
Yeah. I think people who watched it knew, like, and watched our responses when he was talking, you like saw what we were getting on with there. But like, he's had his time on the podcast now. He's had his chance to say it. I feel like we were you know, we were quite nice to be able to bring him to the podcast and let him speak his views in a place that normally wouldn't even want to hear him out. I feel like we did a good thing, but then, you know, you just get shit on, and he just doesn't care. So if he would never come back on again because he knows it will be a much worse experience. But if he ever did decide to come on, it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same as that. It would be very different.
Nah, fam, they would not.
Yeah.
At all. Oh, that kid's dad is John Kasich. That's pretty crazy.
Have you never seen that guy?
No, I have. I know.
Anyway. So it's a good job that happened, really, because we didn't really have anything to talk about apart from some gaming news beyond that. So we didn't really have a main topic of conversation. So thanks, Ross. Appreciate it. It's just
appreciate you stealing my content for 4 years. Thanks, buddy.
He probably took your 100k diss track as a super serious threat. Maybe.
But that came out before he came on the podcast.
Yeah, but he hadn't seen it, had he?
yeah.
We mentioned it on the podcast.
Yeah. I thought I did a good job representing him in that.
Yeah,
but...
I mean, you're the proper rapper. You're the one who's got the skills, so you definitely did better than I did on the rapping stakes.
I thought you did really well, though.
No,
I know we're talking about something that happened 2 years ago, but no, you at least stayed on beat. You didn't have a very good flow. It was kind of a little rough, but
the flow was weak, fam.
Yeah, the flow was a little bit forced, but you stayed on the beat. It was nice.
At least I've got some silver lining.
I do agree with people saying that this should be the next big YouTube fight. You know, you could be on the undercard for the rematch between KSI and Logan Paul.
Nobody knows who I am.
Roughly 1-3-2-2 versus Boss for the win.
People outside of the GTA community don't even know who Mr. Boss is. They're not going to know who I am.
Featherweight.
Yeah. Weighing in at 92 pounds. Mr. Boss for the win.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Weighing
Ross.
in a staggering 95.7.
Yeah,
Adam,
Broogie who? Who's Broogie 1359?
Adam the Bruffsecutioner. That's what we're gonna call you. That's your fight name.
This is going to be an interesting fight. They both have about 6 feet of reach, so they're going to be standing on opposite ends of the ring from each other, laying blows.
Adam's super toughy Bruffy. That's gonna be here. Oh, but your last name's Bruff. So tough, Bruff. So we gotta think of a good fight name for you, and then
The
what's,
ropes are
Ross's
thicker than
last
those two put together. Yes.
that would be amazing. It'd be like remember Boppets? Were they no? Oh, what were they called? Rock'em's no what were they called?
What?
No, so you know what I'm talking about. The big pillow things that you blew up and you punched your friends with.
Oh,
them?
the sock'em bopp'em or whatever.
Yeah, sock'em boppers. Is that what it?
Maybe,
Because I'm trying
like that.
sock'em boppers. More fun than a pillow fight. No, because Rock'em Sock'em Robots is a game.
No, yeah.
I think it's sock'em boppers.
Hold on, we gotta find this.
Yeah, we gotta
find this out.
More
This
fun
is
than
live,
a pillow fight. I love that. That was so great. Totally.
Oh yeah, as waifu puts in the chat, I thought his name was Butcher1322 because I butcher everybody's names in streams when you subscribe. That's it, the Butcher.
Oh, Adam the Butcher of where are you from?
The northeast of England.
Yeah, but what's like your town? The Butcher
Hartlepool
of.
is my
Soccer boppers.
hometown.
That's it.
Sock'em
Soccer boppers. Sock'em boppers. Yeah. Soccer boppers. Yeah, here they are on Amazon right now. Here we got them.
Soccer
$30
boppers.
ordered.
I don't even know what
Ordered.
these are.
Next
I
day
feel like I have to
delivery.
look.
Only one left in stock. We're getting it, boys.
Oh my god.
Boppers. Oh, those things. Okay.
They're more fun than a pillow fight.
Yeah, more fun than a pillow.
Also more painful when you come across the house with a haymaker.
No, it's just Superman punch down the staircase.
That product is really the definition of someone not understanding that boxing gloves are to protect people's hands, not to protect other people's faces.
Yep.
Whoever made those did not understand that concept. Don't
Oh,
mind me. I'm
man.
just being some at 1G for a minute. Give me a sec.
We definitely need more YouTuber fights. I think it's great for the
More
internet.
YouTuber fights? Okay.
Yeah. Like I want to see what's his name. I'm forgetting everybody these days. Who's the not Keemstar?
Who's
The other-
not
the what?
Keemstar?
Yeah, the one who's not Keemstar. Why can't I think of his name right now? Scratch or something. What's his fucking
What?
name? The other guy who does internet news.
Scarce.
Scares. That's his name.
Yeah, there you go.
Scares versus Keemstar.
Didn't he fight
iDubbbz versus
Scarce?
Lucy.
We need some kind of like tag team thing with like the Fine Bros and another set of brothers on YouTube.
Oh yeah. What about Fine Brothers versus Rhett and Link?
Yeah, something like that. That'd be funny.
Oh man.
But
I don't know.
don't
I'm
think
not
they
a
need to be
very. I'm not
boxing
a.
matches. I think they need to be WWE style wrestling matches. Like
Imagine
like
Bruff
real
flying
shows.
from the top ropes with a steel chair, just bam, just bare chested. Just got a big dragon tattoo all across his chest piece.
Can me and
That'd be
GTA men be on the Bruffy vs Ross undercard? Says Central Gaming Hub, Mikey. I don't know. I'm not one for fights, but these YouTuber fights, they do have a certain. I didn't watch any of it because I'm not really that interested in what these YouTubers are doing, but
Oh, I didn't watch it either.
they are like the hype building up around it and the whole idea, and it can only be good for the platform of internet entertainment, I guess. But
I mean, they sold like 800,000 $10 pay-per-views.
yeah, I know.
And then they had like a couple million illegal streams, but
Insane.
on Twitch, none other than Twitch. I
Yeah,
don't know
wasn't
how
it?
that was like.
Wasn't there like over 1 million views collectively on all the streams on Twitch, illegally
Yeah.
streaming it?
Yeah,
But the thing is,
I
they
don't know.
sold out, and like, yeah, they made
They
money
made
from it, but
so much money.
like they made so much money, but they decided to go for the money instead of say trying to have the record of the most amount of people ever to watch a YouTube or live stream or like live stream in general. Like they decided to go for the money, and that's fine.
Who
but
cares
people,
about the record?
but people are gonna respond in kind to that. People are gonna pirate the stream as soon as you decide to hold something back. People are like, fine, will you be a dick and go for the money, and I'll just do my own thing too, and I'll look for it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Not saying that I'm not saying that
Hoovie's garage. Yeah.
I'm not saying that I condone piracy or anything, but I'm just saying that people have that mindset.
I mean, I watch your streams for free. I know.
You do.
Actually, I don't. I actually just had my 27th month of constant subscribing.
That was earlier this morning, yeah. You've forgotten to cancel your subscription for the last 26 months.
Yeah, that's my mistake. I'll get right on that.
Whoops. You forgot to cancel it to my channel once too, didn't you?
I think I'm still sub to you.
Excellent.
Yeah,
don't change a thing. Don't change a thing. Trust me, I need that $5.
That's an idea. We need to do some racing. Get some YouTubers who are in the racing community, not just GTA, but in general. Do some real life racing, maybe.
Shaggy. Actually, he doesn't do it anymore, does he?
It wouldn't get anywhere near the amount of views that a fight would, but
Shaggy's still on that vacation in Egypt, or did that end like 4 years ago?
I think he's still away.
Is he still in Egypt?
I don't know whether he's in Egypt, but he's out and about, not in the UK. I think, based on his Instagram. We want to get him on the podcast as a guest, reminisce about old times.
The podcast. Guaranteed, 100%. Yeah. We'll get him next week.
Next week.
Sure.
Just don't say that.
I don't run the show. I can promise whatever I like.
Speaking of fights, didn't you want to talk about the Logan Paul?
Can we just do that?
No,
Yeah,
the whole thing that he challenged. He wanted to get into MMA or something, or I don't know what. You know better than I do.
I mean, there's a lot of buzz online right now about him possibly signing with the UFC. I don't think it's anything legitimate, but he's been bad-mouthing a couple of professional fighters, and it's probably not going to end well if he does go to the UFC. It'd be crazy. It just makes no sense. He's an amateur boxer. He has one amateur fight against another amateur boxer. He wrestled in high school, fine, but he would get absolutely starched in 1 minute against any professional fighter.
Well, of course.
As Daniel Cormier says, there's levels to this game.
Yeah.
Do you think that he's kind of in a world of his own right now, and he thinks he's untouchable, or he thinks if he versus a professional fighter, it'll be more like an exhibition, and he's not going to get in any issues, and they'll make it a close fight or something because he's so big and important, and then he'll get in there and he'll just get destroyed.
Yeah, he might feel that way because, I mean, the contract that Logan and KSI signed was already for 2 fights. They knew going in that they were going to do 2 fights. So the majority draw controversy, I didn't see the fight, so I don't know how I would have scored it. But from what I heard, it wasn't like that controversial.
It kind of seemed like a draw.
A good back and forth. But again, they're both amateur fighters that have been training for... KSI has been training because he fought Joe Weller for, 2 years now? That's not enough time to have any sort of skills in boxing or any combat sport. If he decided to go over into MMA, where there's kicking, elbows, knees, punches, takedowns, choke, you could submit people, you can rip off people's arms and beat them over the head with it.
Against professionals who have been training for this their entire lives, almost.
Their whole lives, pretty much. Yeah. And if they haven't been training in all of that, they're very good at one thing. Like they came from wrestling or jiu-jitsu or boxing,
His tweets did say he's got a wrestling background, apparently.
Yeah, high school.
High school wrestling.
I mean,
yeah, that's like. It's the equivalent of me turning up at Le Mans and saying, "Oh, can I just have one of those LMP1 cars to race? I've got a motor racing background in karting.
I have a license. I have a license. That's right.
I played Pop Warner football. Let me go play for the Philadelphia Eagles real quick. Like it would never end up well for him.
The thing is that
fights with the. Go ahead.
Speaking of like licenses like that, I have a racing license. It's called a National B racing license. So I wouldn't be eligible to go race in anything that's higher than the license allows me to do. Isn't that a thing in I don't know, boxing or MMA or anything like that? So how could he licensed. How could he then go and do something like that in the first place?
Money, my dear boy.
Well, yeah, okay,
If it makes this is the theme of the entire podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
If it makes you money,
yeah,
people will turn their eye. Oh, what's this? We just got a check for $2 million.
They're allowing Brock Lesnar back into the UFC after he failed his last drug test. So he's coming back. So as long as there's enough money to grease the palms.
I think we're going too deep into UFC talk. I don't know if anybody. Yeah.
You asked.
Well, we went too deep.
RDT and I will be starting the Rear Naked Choking Hazard podcast.
Yeah, the Rear Naked Choking
for
Hazard.
For MMA only talk between us for MMA. So
anyway, in closing, I'm only going to watch a Logan Paul fight if it also includes him disrespecting an entire culture. Moving on.
Mark Verstappen asked in the chat, aren't you an amateur and thus allowed to race at Le Mans in a GT AM car? GT AM cars are for amateur racers. There are amateurs in those teams. That's the whole point. But it's not. You'd still have to have an international license to be able to race it. It's not like you can just skip all the steps. You still have to have some racing background and level.
What was the most frustrating part about getting your license? The coffee break was always the most frustrating part for me. Whenever I was, come on.
Are you talking about Gran Turismo?
Anybody? No. All right, I'm leaving.
What was the coffee break? What?
You don't remember the coffee breaks in Gran Turismo 4, where you had to go around the cones? Come
Were
on.
They called coffee breaks?
Yes, they're called coffee breaks.
Oh.
But yeah, they were like you had the little thing that went all the way around the screen, and then you had the coffee breaks in between. Whatever.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, Chief. This ain't it.
Look, somebody in chat got that joke, and I'm satisfied. So, moving on.
Speaking of money ruling everything and stepping beyond what you're capable of, Lance Stroll might be getting a drive for the Force India Formula One team, which is better than the team that he's in now, despite having no good performances and basically being beaten by his teammate, who's also not really doing very good, because his daddy bought the team. So I just thought I'd put that in there as part of this topic of conversation.
Nepotism leading to possibly catastrophic engine failure and crashes. Is that what we're looking at?
Well, it's the Force India car. They're always the back anyway, right? Does it matter?
No, they've been doing well. They're doing a lot better than Williams, which is where he's with now. And they've been bought by his dad, and he's going to go to that team. So
interesting.
Anyway, Subtember is happening this month.
Yes.
On Twitch.
Does it start now, or when does it start?
It starts. I don't know. It's not now, but they said
September.
Follow us for notification of when it starts. But I'm guessing it's going to be the first few days of September.
Don't worry, guys. I'll start streaming.
Well, today's September 1st, so
yeah, you're going to start streaming again just to take advantage of it.
You know me. Always keeping
and I'm the one without morals. He just. I stream even when it's inconvenient. He just streams only when it's convenient.
If you have money and connections, getting an F1 ride is a stroll in the park. I like that. I have to read that. Pseudonymous. Pseudonymous. Subtember, for those who don't know, is this thing on Twitch where it's basically a promotion around subscriptions on Twitch. That last year they did it where brand new subscriptions were half price. So if you've never subscribed to a channel before, you got it for $2.50 instead of $5. This year they're doing it slightly differently. So if you have a gift subscription is something they introduced during the last year where people can basically pay for a subscription for you for a month to a channel. If you have an active gift subscription at some point during September, you'll be able to pay $1 to extend that gift subscription for another month. So you get basically a month of a subscription for $1. That's what they're doing this time. I'm going to be doing a week of streaming at some point during September as a push to, at the moment, 1,000 subs, but I don't know how realistic that is. But this time last year...
How many subs are you on now?
6, 7, 8.
Oh, you got it. Don't worry about it. You got it. 1,000 subs coming up.
Well, this time last year, I did the push to 500 subs, the week of streams as well. Did giveaways and all that kind of stuff. I'll be doing the same thing this time. and we tried to do the push to 500 subs so I could get the extra partnership deal, and we ended up on 700 subs. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. This is what I'm saying about the people on Twitch, everyone who supports me on there. It's just, the support is crazy. But yeah.
Damn, bro, you get 666 subs? That's the devil.
Oh yeah, well, I've actually got 667 on my side, but anyway.
What all are you going to be doing during that week?
I trust that.
During that week of subscribing, I'm going to be playing Red Dead Redemption for the first time ever.
Yes,
week of subscribing, week of streaming.
I will be there. Week of subscribing. That's really what it is. I'm excited. I'll be there.
Red Dead Redemption. I've never played it. After all this time, never played it. Know nothing about the game, so it's all going to be fresh. It's all going to be new. It'll get me. It'll get me in the mood for Red Dead Redemption 2. Hopefully, I'll get everybody in the mood for Red Dead Redemption 2. Seeing someone completely new and fresh to it, and
it'll get us in the mood for something.
Yeah, we don't.
Red Dead Redemption. That's what we call it. What?
Yeah, when it comes to the Subtember thing, there is a bit of. Twitch are probably going to make more money out of this than what they're going to lose from giving people an extra month of subscribing for $1, because there are going to be so many gift subs that they otherwise wouldn't have got. So
I mean, does subscribing even cost them like anything anyway? I mean, well, I guess.
Well, yeah, because the streamer still gets the same.
Yeah, I guess it is
amount.
Cost them,
so say the streamer gets $2.50, they're only taking in $1 from a subscription, but the amount of money that they'll make from gift subs, when you think about it, not everybody who gets a gift sub during this time is going to use that offer to extend it for $1. So they'll probably make more money from the gift subs that they end up giving out.
I will. I mean, if I get gifted a sub to a channel, I can fork over $1.
Yeah, although that's before taxes, so if you're in the UK or Europe, it's going to be more like $2, no doubt, after they put all the charges on it.
Nerd. Maybe you should live in a better country. How about that?
So, yeah.
And we're playing multiplayer, right? Confirmed.
We are
now.
gonna have a few hours of multiplayer, yes, of Red Dead.
I'm gonna take you on a guide. We're going to go back in time. I was telling you this in the pre-show.
You have it. What do you have it on? Red Dead.
Xbox 360.
Yeah. You're not playing it on PlayStation now, are you?
No, never.
Well, then I'll be able to play with you.
Okay, so if I have it on Xbox One, it's backwards compatible.
It's
emulating. See, Xbox does it right. I'm gonna actually buy because I have never bought a copy of Red Dead Redemption, so I'm gonna be buying the game via the Xbox One because they're doing backwards compatibility, right?
There's a Rockstar sale right now, I think.
Oh, there is.
I think so.
Oh. That's on Steam.
Might want to get on that.
Might want to check that out. Yeah, it's good thinking.
Yeah.
All right. Is there any other stuff that you want to talk about? What?
Fray.
What did you say?
Like GTA men's wanting to join the fray on the
GTA
Dead multiplayer.
He's full RDR hype. He's already playing multiplayer. Anyway, if I need to put in my resume for you, bruv, okay? I got to level 55th legend.
I don't know what that means.
2 times. That's the max rank in the game. It takes a long time. All right, did that twice. Got all the golden guns, legit, okay? Because I'm good at the game. All the challenges.
Because I'm good at the game.
I'm very good. I'm very good at Red Dead Redemption. I will 1v1 anybody. And I will wreck them.
That was the first game I ever got 100% completed on.
Oh yeah.
Because I loved it so much.
Vice City was mine.
I didn't really ask you what you did, but
Yeah, that's a fair point. Actually, that was wasn't even needed.
Did you ask me what I was doing about Red Dead Redemption 2? Hold on, let me tell you. So in October, you see.
Here we go.
Anyway.
Everyone just takes advantage of my stuff. No, I allow it for Nos.
Yes.
He's a good guy.
We'll talk.
I thought would be a really good idea, but more. Well, you don't have to do it. Maybe put Nos's and maybe my stuff at the bottom of our camera template. So that
isn't that already there? Or does it just say our names?
I think it just says like sugar-free Nos cam and RDT cam.
Do you mean what, like Twitch.tv/? Well, I mean, it's always in the description of the videos. You actually want it on the screen.
We're not. I'm not gaining any viewers. I've gained like 2 viewers on the podcast. I've had 2 people come in like, "Yo, man, I watched you on the podcast. I'm glad I'm finally here." Like,
So
I think you
I gained 5 followers from the Patreon stream, mentioning my name on that.
I think you overestimate the relevance of this podcast.
This podcast is very irrelevant.
But I can try to do it. I tried to work it in some way. Anyway, what are your plans?
I don't benefit from it, but.
Oh, my plans. Oh, well, if you will head over to my Discord, I know you remember my Discord. I know you are. I know you're in there, because I see you right there. You're a regular. Anyway, if you go over to the TAC board, you can show people what I'm doing. But anyway, it's the whole month of October. I'm going to be playing all the Red Dead games. My goal is to have 100% playthroughs of Red Dead Revolver, Red Dead Redemption, and Undead Nightmare. And I'm also going to have speedruns on every single Red Dead leaderboard on speedrun.com by the end of the month. And I'm excited. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. So
if you're watching this live, bruv, if you right now are watching this podcast live, you specifically, Red Dead Redemption is $9.89 right now for a digital download. It's on sale.
Get that Game of the Year
Is
edition,
that on
boy.
on Xbox?
Yeah.
Get that Game of the Year. Don't get no.
Yeah. I mean, you could do the Game of the Year edition, but I think.
Well, I'm planning to just play through the story. I'm not really looking to do anything else.
Well, the Game of the Year edition has all the DLC for the multiplayer, which you will need. I mean, you won't need it, but you'll be missing. Yeah, the poker's most important. Liar's Dice and poker is very important. Okay. So, I would get the Game of the Year edition. Game of the Year edition also has quite a bit of content in the single player too. It's got a bit of stuff, so I would recommend not skimping out. I mean, how much more is it? Like $10 more?
Speaking of highly anticipated video games, so excited! Hey, remember Cyberpunk? Anybody see that?
Yes. Let's segue right on into
are we segueing into gaming news now?
Yeah.
Oh, is this a gaming news? I thought we were just kind of going with the flow,
because
actually salmon go against the flow. So
we need to open the phone bank before we get to the gaming news bit.
Well,
just to give people time to get in and,
All right. So
if you want to ask any questions, get in the phone bank. There you go.
Or if you want to say anything, just get in the phone bank. You can get in here and you be like, that Mr. Boss, I'm going to... Why I ought to, just get in the phone bank. We'll listen to you.
Oh, by the way.
Within reason.
I want to get this out of the way now so that people can get upset. I don't have any apple juice for you today.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
There's
going to be one person in the comments who is happy about it. Because I'm sure there's one person in the comments who doesn't like your apple juice minute.
They're gonna be like, it hasn't been Deviator
is doing his dumb segment. This is the closest we'll ever get to getting him off the show, I guess.
Deviator's one of them, but
this is like the whiteboard all over again. The chat's gone mad.
To be fair, I drank all the apple juice that I was going to review last night. So,
whoops.
But anyway, I don't think it's been. I think I need to take a week off to reflect and reestablish myself because I don't think it's been funny since the hipster PBR version. I think I need to take a step back.
Okay.
Reevaluate
what I'm trying to achieve with my segment.
You do realize it's been 3 weeks since the last podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. But
okay, fine, fair enough. No apple juice is the choke of the week, so we don't even have the choke of the week segment to do at the end. That's it. We've solved it.
We'll get out of here early. No choke of the week. No apple juice. We'll be gone.
Just like to confirm, we do actually have a choke of the week.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Anybody's leaving. I know it's a much beloved section of the show, so just stay in your seats.
I should look at the audience retention on YouTube to see if anybody just skips to the end of the video just for the choke of the week. Probably not. So, gaming news. You were talking about Cyberpunk.
Yes, Cyberpunk. It looks very good. Very good. Excellent. Looks like an excellent video game.
I liked the nearly dead full frontal nudity that was in the gameplay trailer, the 48 minutes. That seemed very necessary for me to watch.
They just start you right off. They're saying the C word. You got some tits. They just go right in. This is a secure game. Your
every
character's
13-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Wakes up with a guy, dude, doesn't even know his name. Like, as soon as a 13-year-old saw that, he's like, "Mom, pre-order this game."
They got a lot of pre-orders straight in from that.
But to be fair, the game does look really good.
It does look very good. It looks fantastic.
And we must first bless ourselves. CD Projekt Red, the best developer of games ever. Oh my goodness!
They seem to be
number one developer.
Because
but,
we all,
I mean,
as we all know, I
good,
don't.
It's kind of a meme.
As we all know, I don't play games, so I haven't played The Witcher 3.
Video games.
But from everything that I've heard, The Witcher 3 is very good. But everything that I hear about CD Projekt Red, just as the way that they go about making games, the way that they do their business, is completely opposite to all these other big game devs.
I mean, look at what they did. They released a 48-minute gameplay video for a game that is nowhere near finished. It's nowhere near finished.
It's not going to be out for years.
They have the guts. They have the what it takes to do that, and that's very respectable.
Yeah.
And they've already said no microtransactions, you know.
And it's not like this gameplay was. I mean, it was obviously scripted and curated, but like, I mean, you could pick out bugs and things that were not right. It's not like it was scanned, meticulously looked over to make sure that it was perfect.
Yeah,
which is something pretty admirable.
And I think we've gotten to a point in the video game industry where when we say a game looks good, we're not talking about graphics anymore, because every single game is going to have amazing graphics from here on out.
Yeah,
and that's just except for PUBG.
Except for PUBG.
Yeah, it's not about graphics anymore, really. It's
gameplay
more so than anything else.
With that said, Cyberpunk 2077 does look fantastic, and if it if it's they did a great job optimizing Witcher, so I'm sure that will carry over to that, and it will be a good running game as well. So
I mean, I'm all for futuristic stuff. Like, that's just my thing. I like that kind of stuff. So I was already on board. But,
thank God. I thought you were gonna say you don't like westerns, you don't like going back. I thought you were gonna say I'm not really about the futuristic.
I was already on board initially with the whole concept and idea and everything. But then knowing that it's all first person hasn't. I don't like first person games, but it looks too good to let that hold me back. It's so, and I think I'm gonna have to get it on PC to be able to, feel comfortable with first person, because I've never felt comfortable with first person on console, using a controller. So
yeah,
I wanna give this game the best chance I possibly could.
That's what it feels like when I use a controller to play games.
I've never played a first person shooter on a computer.
I don't like first-person games. Favorite game is Portal 2. That is true, but Portal 2 I feel is a little bit different.
Accuracy is not required. I don't think in Portal, is it? I mean,
but I think that's like something that they keep saying about Cyberpunk as well. It's not a first-person shooter. It's a first-person RPG. So
yeah, I think the whatever difficulty settings or anything that they have will gear it less. You can choose to have it more of a shooter or more of a RPG. Like, if you want to kill all the enemies easily and not be really stressed about that, you can put it on whatever. Or if you want it to be, you die in 2 hits, they die in 2 hits. You can do that as well. And then they've already released stuff like the HUD is super customizable. Like, I mean, the main problem, or not problem, but the thing I didn't like was the damage numbers. Over people's heads when you shoot them. Yeah, that's kind of old these days. Like that,
that's the immersion a little bit.
Yeah, that's old RPG style stuff. And then again, but in my video games, I don't really like guns that do 400 damage and then they take 400 life points from the enemy or whatever. I like, characters have 100 health or more because they have buffs, and this type of round does this damage, this type of round does this damage, and all like a first person shooter more than, say, like Borderlands or anything like that. I prefer that. So we'll just have to see what the weapons are like and stuff.
Praise CD Projekt Red for actually doing it properly.
Yes.
Yeah. As opposed to some other big names.
Yes. Let's talk about this, because I didn't have this originally listed, but it was mentioned in the chat, and it's worth talking about. Sony. Did anybody see what Sony said recently
about Fortnite?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That one.
They're not going to enable cross-platform play because PS4 is the best place to play.
Yes, is measurably the best place. Okay, it has inefficient control scheme, lower frame rate, less graphics. It is number one place to play your video games. Absolutely.
It's just the arrogance.
Yeah.
I hope if they don't go back on the whole cross-platform play thing and just get with the times of everybody else, I hope the next generation Sony tanks whatever PlayStation 5. I hope nobody buys it. Everybody buys whatever the next Xbox will be, whatever the next Switch that will probably be an upgraded version will be, goes to PC. I hope it's even worse than what Xbox is, because Xbox has paid the price for their arrogance at the start of this console cycle, and if Sony don't go back on what they're doing now, they deserve to do it as well. And we said this in a recent podcast. It's a cycle. Nobody seems to get it. At these big companies, they take advantage when they're at the top, and then they don't realize that the things that they do every single time, they're just doing what the last person did to get knocked off the top.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. It's basically, you come in when you get down to the fundamentals. You know, like the one that's the leader of the pack in the previous generation, they feel like, oh, we have to do something super innovative.
So here's the Kinect.
Yeah.
Do you like this?
So they try to do something and they're like, they get too ambitious. And then the other company does exactly what they're supposed to do to make a good gaming console and a great gaming experience. And they're like, well, gamers want to play games.
You can hook your cable to our Xbox One now. If you want to watch cable on your Xbox One, now you can.
That's stupid. I bet you Sony will probably do some sort of innovation. They'll probably, if I were to put money down, I would say they would invest heavily in VR if they are going to make a PlayStation 5. Try to make it like a whole experience, and then Xbox will be like, all right, we need to make a PlayStation 4. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
And so
we just keep on the straight and narrow, make a games console for games that's just more powerful.
And then Microsoft will get all cocky and be like, we don't want to play with Sony because they were dicks to us last time.
Yeah, and then we'll just switch around again, and that's just how it always is. Yeah. And I don't get what they're thinking at the top of these executives who are paid millions and millions of dollars. Well,
they're thinking people are just going to buy the system anyway. I mean, I don't agree with this decision about cross-platform play. I don't like it. It disgusts me to my core that I'm going to buy a PlayStation 4. I don't like it, but it's the only logical choice to do.
No, but what I'm saying is like if I want
to play games on a console.
They're chasing short-term profits and not thinking about the long term. Maybe that's how it works and they know better than we do, and that's just what they have to do. They make as much money as they can now, and then they just take whatever, figure it out later. Maybe that's how business is, but I feel like that's not a smart thing to do. But whatever, that's what they're doing. Arrogant scumbags. This has been a podcast where the topics have been all about scumbags. And scumbag related,
except CD Projekt Red.
Except CD Projekt, yes.
Bless them.
Speaking about Microsoft, the other side of PlayStation, you can now rent an Xbox.
I could do that at Rent-A-Center, like in the bad part of my town already. Why do I need to rent it directly from Xbox?
You can pay a monthly fee, I think, that includes Xbox Live Gold and Game Pass. Is all bundled together, and then at the end of once you've paid enough, you get to keep the Xbox. But supposedly, when you work it out, it's actually the same price as just buying it separately, I think. Whereas if you go to these other rental places, obviously they charge you interest, and it's going to cost more to pay monthly. Whereas this Xbox deal seems to be near enough the same price.
Kind of financing.
It's like 0% financing, really.
That doesn't sound too bad. If only Xbox One was an appealing place to be, I'd probably do that.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's exclusives. Like Spider-Man. Oh god.
Yeah, that Spider-Man game on PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, really, the best place you can be in right now is having a PS4 Pro and a PC. That's the best. If you want to play all the games, that's just. There's the Xbox One.
That's exactly my setup, Nuts.
Well, of course it is. because you were smart. But I mean, if you want to play all of the games, that's the only setup that makes sense. The Xbox One doesn't come into the equation at all.
I mean, you could add the Switch into that, I would say. I think.
Oh, sure.
Switch.
Sure.
But I mean, I agree
Kart
with you don't need Xbox.
Zelda.
But I think the Switch has some pretty incredible games.
Super Smash Bros, Zelda, Mario Kart.
Yeah, I wish they appealed to me, but they don't. I feel bad.
I still want a Switch.
I do too.
Go get one.
I kind of want a better Switch. Like I want them to release a more powerful Switch that's closer to a proper console, or maybe a dock that gives it more power or something. So
the thing
time to dock.
The thing about buying a new system though that you don't really think about as much is then you have to buy games as well.
Yeah, console games are so expensive. Oh my lord.
Like you're like, Switch doesn't seem that. What is it, $250 or something right now? Maybe 300.
Something like that. Yeah.
Like that's not terrible, but if you want 2 games, you're adding an extra 120.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's true. It's true. You do.
I mean, when I buy I'm gonna get the PS4, and my mother wants to play the PS4 as well, so we're splitting the cost. So she's paying $200 of it, and still I'm gonna end up paying $400 because I gotta get the system, I gotta get a year of PlayStation garbage, I've gotta get Red Dead Redemption. Of course, I'm gonna buy the Ultimate Edition. I don't want to miss out on any content, so that's $100. No, I have a capture card.
You have a capture card? Okay.
Yeah, it's in my. I have 2 PCs. Remember?
Yeah, I just didn't know whether you needed that to stream a PC. Yeah, I don't know how to stream. Obviously,
I don't know how to stream.
But I do it, but I don't know how.
Anyway, so I got to buy Red Dead Redemption, which is $100. I got to buy PS nonsense, which is $60. I'm gonna buy Red Dead Revolver so I can play it. So that's $20 and maybe $30. I don't know. So I'll still be paying $400, and I'll have 2 games. So.
Well, you'll have a bunch of free games with the PS Now, which PS Plus even. Sorry.
Yeah, but are any of them any good?
Nah.
Well, what were the last 2 games? Destiny? Yeah.
Destiny 2 and God of War Remastered.
All right, so a flop and a good game from 15 years ago. Excellent. Can't wait to play that hot.
I mean, if that's your attitude, then yeah.
Yeah, remember PS3?
That is my.
That was the last time we had free membership for things like this.
What are you talking about? I play online for free every day. Every single day.
Yeah, PC wins. Speaking of PlayStation exclusives, Spider-Man.
Dude, it's so hot.
Yeah, Spider-Man looks good. I want to get the unique Spider-Man PS4. It'll be all red. Cool.
With a spider on it.
It looks really good, but it doesn't look as good as what it used to look like, according to some people.
Yeah, I have no idea what this even means.
Newsflash! Game has been downgraded from E3 yet again. For the 150th time, people are shocked.
What is it that what is it? RPX? What?
No, I was just making a meme. That was the RTX for the new NVIDIA graphics cards. That's kind of a meme. That was earlier, but no, like the reflections and the shadows seem worse.
I love how in the CD Projekt Red gameplay that they released earlier, it's just like they made very clear at the beginning and throughout, this is pre-game content. All content may change going forward.
Yeah.
All right?
Please don't judge us.
Don't think this is going to be the final product, because, we can change anything we want to. So don't get your hopes up, because, yeah.
Even though it looked amazing. Oh, my God.
I feel like all that always, we've had it in the chat tonight where you see someone say when a console is just going to die and stop holding back game development, and it's like it's a bit of an annoying thing to see people say, but then something like this will crop up and you'll be like, okay, well, it would look like that on a high-end PC, but because it's coming to the console, like, that's how it's got to get a bit of a downgrade.
Consoles will die when the notion of PC being inaccessible dies, and that notion will never die.
Yeah,
it just won't. So, I mean, because you can't go out and buy a gaming computer. You can't be an uneducated parent and go out and buy a gaming computer for your child. You just can't do that. That's not a thing you can do. So
I don't think I would ever. I mean, I can't say never because I want to try to do PC gaming at some point, but I don't know. It just doesn't have the same appeal to me as sitting on the couch, flicking on your TV.
Well, even the notion of that not being a possibility with a PC is something that will never die either.
Can you do that?
Yes, you can have the Steam Link if you want, and Steam in big picture mode, and have it be just like a console. Well, and your PC can be in the other room if you want.
I played South Park, The Fractured Butthole, at 4K.
Whoa. Can you say that? Isn't it Fractured Butthole?
Well, yeah, but whatever.
Yes.
I played it at 4K on my 4K TV in my living room from my PC.
Yep.
I
did exactly.
Mr. Moneybags over here.
See, and the fact that you had that idea, RDT, that was not a possibility, is something that will never die for people. It's just people will be rooted in this mindset that PC, desk, console, couch, and you can't do either. Either of them cannot mix, and that's just how it's going to be.
Can you play with your friends on your PC? Like have your buddy sit next to you and play Madden or something?
Yes, yeah. I own Madden 19 on PC. Madden finally came. Let's talk about that. Madden's finally on PC. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. We have a football game on PC, and yes, you can play it split screen or not split screen, but you play Madden on your couch.
Oh wow!
With a PC.
I still won't do it.
See? That's why consoles will never die.
It's not. It's I see both sides of it because it isn't exactly as easy as using a console, PC gaming, and there's certain barriers to entry and barriers to just get started gaming that people just don't care about, and I get it. I get why consoles will never die. So yeah, I don't know how we got to this conversation, but either way.
I think someone in chat brought it up.
Ooh.
Anyway.
NHL is not on PC? Yeah, definitely. You're not getting my money.
Mark Verstappen said in the chat earlier he was complaining. He said, this is a podcast about gaming on a channel about racing and not one single mention of F1 2018.
Who cares?
Who cares?
My thoughts exactly. I thought exactly the same thing.
Another F1 game. Wow.
Yeah, it just those games haven't even, and they never really appealed to me. But the very little amount of time that I've played with every single one that I've ever played, I hated it.
It was too hard for me. So.
Is it all F1 cars?
It's just all F1.
Yeah. It's just.
Then
F1
there's
cars.
no appeal over Forza or GT Sport, like. Unless you're super into that, that's just not appealing to me.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, sports games in general don't appeal to me with the yearly updates and then all that kind of stuff. And
how much higher resolution is Daniel Ricciardo's smile in this newest entry? That will...
If it's not blindingly white, I'm not buying the game.
Yeah. How many more pixels per teeth do I have with Daniel Ricciardo's smile? That's all I care about.
And I get that the games are going to be better and made better, and it's going to be slight differences every time, but they just don't appeal to me.
Yeah, I don't care.
I've gotten sick
Someone
of.
Someone told me last night that FIFA 19 is the lowest rated game on Xbox Store right now.
Oh really?
Yeah, FIFA 19 because it's just the same thing, new roster.
Okay.
You're paying $60 for an update.
Does FIFA have the weird Yu-Gi-Oh-esque trading card game that Madden does? Is it
Ultimate Team?
Yeah. Okay.
That's where they make all their money.
Yeah. I got into that and I was like, what is this? Is this Yu-Gi-Oh? I only have a level 2 Deshaun Watson card. I need the level 4 Deshaun Watson card.
I have Carson Wentz handing off to Ezekiel Elliott. Something's wrong here.
I got the Cam Newton card. Oh man, the Cam Newton card in my random pack.
Bruh, I think the stat for Ultimate Team last year was Ultimate Team alone on FIFA made more money than all of their games that they brought out combined.
Oh yeah, that was I remember that. It's insane. That is going to be the last sort of holdout loot box wise. That's where they're making actually all their money, and they tried to bring that into other games and people weren't having it, but I can't see it going from the sports games.
I mean, it's happening. It's happening. It's going to be in every single sports game that they do going forward. It's in UFC. It's in
But I mean, they tried to bring that idea to mainstream games, not sports games, and it didn't work for them. Right. So now they're just keeping it to the sports games.
The funniest one was the NBA 2K18, which everybody unanimously hated because they brought in just a ridiculous pay-to-win system, pay-to-even-play system. It was just terrible.
I remember something about that.
It's like one of the worst voted games on Steam. And then they just did exactly the same for NBA 2K19. Just completely glossed over the fact that it happened.
CG Project Red Savers.
It's lack of competition. Please. That's why Madden hasn't had any. All the EA sports games haven't had any actual improvements.
Yeah, well, no one else can make a football game because no one else can get the license. So
the last time there was competition in a football soccer game.
PES versus
Pro Evo Soccer back in like 2003 or something. That's the last time there was competition.
There was the controversy with Konami as well because they were just bringing out last gen versions when the PC version came around.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Bringing out the last gen. I was like, come on,
man. Somebody.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, Belgium had to Overwatch. I think had to remove loot boxes in Belgium because of all the stuff that's going on over there, and
Good.
But good. Just needs to happen more often everywhere else. But hopefully this can start turning the right way. But it's going to be a slow process. There are two things on the gaming news list that I have no idea about and weren't written by me. So, do either of you want to talk about those things that were on there?
What about the CD Projekt Red transphobic tweet? I saw this. Wait, I put this here. Did you see this? Oh, what was it?
That.
That's great.
Oh my goodness, I forget what it said. Oh, what did it say? I know it was absurd. It was completely absurd, but I can't remember. Because, see, I put these notes in here 3 weeks ago with the intention of us having a podcast, more than once every 2 months. And
hashtag professional.
Trans.
Hold on, hold on.
Joke. I'm giving it a Google.
Yeah. Hold on, let me remind myself.
Oh, the author of this article has pink hair, so we know which angle she's coming from.
Oh yeah. So someone tweeted I want more guys or something I don't know what the fan was. I don't really know what this joke is. And then the official Cyberpunk 2077 account replied with, "Did you just assume their gender?" And,
the tweet, I think you're reading it incorrect. The punctuation isn't that great. But Cyberpunk, I guess, was doing an E3 demo. And they tweeted out, Gamescom starts at E3, ended, blah, 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 checking Twitter. And I think the tweet was supposed to go I want more, guys. I want to see more of Cyberpunk. Not, I want more, guys. So, I want more, guys. And then they said, yeah, did you just assume their gender? And they're catching flack for that.
Really? We can't say, and this ties into the other topic you can't make jokes anymore. You can't, it just, stop.
Wow, okay.
Stop with the joke police. It's time to stop.
You can't make jokes 6 years ago. James Gunn got fired, and I'll say his tweets were not funny. Some of them were
they were not funny, but he has every right to post them.
Yeah,
and they are obviously a joke.
Some of the things that people were he's a pedophile. No, he's not.
So ridiculous. Just go watch iDubbbz's video, with his joke police video. Just go watch that. That's what spawned this topic 3 weeks ago when I had fresh thoughts about it. Now I can't really remember, but it's just ridiculous. You can't make jokes anymore. You can't say anything anymore. With that, I mean,
what has caused all that? What has caused the internet or the world to become so sensitive to stuff like that?
I don't know.
I feel asking that question could lead you down a rabbit hole you might never escape from.
Yeah, probably, actually. Yeah. Best
For
to
some
leave
reason,
it
there's
untouched.
because of the access, our constant access to the news and our constant access to each other and everyone's need to express their opinion on every little thing, it's not that there's more division between the two political spectrums, but it's just so apparent nowadays. There's always been people on both sides that believe certain crazy things, but because it's so in our face all the time, it's like it just seems like it's.
And I guess it feeds into itself divisive as well. Like people get sick of hearing one side or another, so they make it even worse than it otherwise would have been.
Yeah. And then it's people on the same side that can't decide, who's right and who's wrong. Like James Gunn, I'm assuming he has changed since he made those tweets, and he's probably a progressive Democrat or whatever, and he's on the side of the people. But since he tweeted something 7 years ago, no, I get your frustration, and that's why it is frustrating because you have these people that they're on your side, but because they didn't. Like, do you know Chris Raygun by any chance? He's kind of like an iDubbbz clone-ish kind of person.
I do not.
No.
He's kind of, I don't know, he's got a couple 100,000 subs. He does the same kind of commentary. He's more conservative. He's more libertarian, I would say. He showcased a tweet where this one guy put 4 pictures of black girls, and he said black women are superheroes. Saying like, oh wow, we should be blah blah blah, praising black girls. And this one girl said, we're just normal people, Dennis or whatever his name was. He's like, no, you don't get it. I'm saying that you guys deserve praise. She's like, maybe we should just be treated like everyone else. He's like, no, I don't think you're understanding what I'm trying to do here. And she's like, I understand completely. He's like, all right, that's what I'm talking about with the left eating itself. It's just like, you're on the same side.
Yeah, because I understand the meaning of that tweet. I mean, as a black woman, I'm sure you have went through much more discrimination and trials in your life than white Bama boy has. So, I mean, you probably deserve some praise for just existing in this world where you are at a disadvantage just because of the way you were born.
Yeah. Ugh.
So, but I understand the meaning of that tweet. It's just ridiculous. That's all ridiculous. Everything's ridiculous.
I just get sick of the entire idea of people having to have sides.
Politics are ridiculous.
And it's like that you're on that side, so that's it. You have no, you can't be friends. You can't talk about anything else if you're on a different side politically to someone else or whatever. You disagree about one thing. And that means that even if you were to agree on everything else, you're not allowed to talk or have any discussion because
you're not allowed to have any opinions that do not differ from the
people aren't allowed to have differing opinions. People aren't tolerant to anybody else's differing opinions. Everybody can have different opinions, and it's fine. But
I mean, Nas, you should know this more than anybody. You're running for office in Vermont.
No, we're not talking about that. I was so insulted by that place. I didn't even like it.
You didn't even respond. Didn't like it. I knew you were annoyed because you didn't even respond in any way, shape, or form to it.
I was so insulted by this. I'm so upset.
For those who don't know, RDT tweeted a picture of someone who's running for office somewhere or something like that in the US.
Vermont. Hold on, I'm gonna put it into the Twitch.
It's some kid. Bless
Show
him.
it on the screen as well. He looks like Nos.
Stop!
It's time to stop.
I almost did a double take at the picture because
I can't post it.
It's close, man. It's close.
It is pretty close.
I'm so offended. I'm just
speaking
of being offended. This is real offended. This
14-year-old candidate in Vermont's Democratic primary for governor is too young to vote, even too young to get his learner's permit. And this is the kid.
I'm offended. God.
Wait, which one's Nos?
Nas, why did you change the camera? Why Nas?
I'm so offended. Oh my! Can we please get out this topic? This is. I've never been more offended, and I don't get offended easy. I'm just so offended.
I'm sorry.
Slap a wig on you, Nos. Shave the beard, and you really.
Oh man, unbelievable!
That is not. It's not perfect. But see, we've devolved from laughing with me to laughing at me, and it hurt. So please, we gotta move on.
All right, what's next?
All right. The next is meant to be last episode follow-up and comments, but do we actually have any last episode follow-up? I can't even remember.
What was the last episode?
It was 3 weeks ago. I can't remember.
3 years ago, dude.
It was talking about Red Dead Redemption 2, gentlemen.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, Red Dead Redemption. We are fully on the hype train still.
Yeah, we still haven't had any extra trailers, though, have we? We still got 2 more trailers to come.
No, that's all I need.
If any of you are looking at the comments, apparently Bass the Black Knight has quite a good comment this time, apparently.
I remember reading it and noting down that was a decent comment, but I can't remember anything about it.
Hold on.
Oh, we need to do the comments. How many comments? How many people said whatever it was that we wanted to say?
Oh yeah. So the word of the week last week was fishing.
Fishing.
Oh, yeah.
So hyped for the fishing.
It's gonna be the best part.
We had thanks to Phil again for doing your homework. 132 comments in total. How many do you think mentioned fishing at least once?
How many? 138?
How many comments were there, did you say?
132.
I'm going to go high on this one, I think. Actually, I'm not going to answer it all. Nos needs to answer first.
I'm going last.
Yeah, you go last.
I didn't
Nos
realize.
first.
Goes first.
57. 57.
All right.
I should go 58 now, just to be nice.
No, you want to go below.
Yeah, well, I want to go for... I think it'll be closer to 70. I'm going to go 68.
Because I was initially thinking like 73. So I'm going to go 71.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be that high. I think Nos is going to win again.
Congratulations, Nos! It's
Yeah!
42. Well
Wait,
done.
I went over.
42?
We all went over. We got to guess again. You do not understand the concept of...
No, we just have to be closest.
Well, we're not playing
It's not price. We're not playing Prices
Yes,
Right.
we are playing Prices Right. We're always playing Prices Right.
Life is just one big Prices Right game to you.
Yes. Bob Barker is with me in spirit.
How many was it again? 40 what?
42.
42. Okay.
Jackie Robinson.
As well. So coming in third, mentioning fishing 6 times was Link's Drift. Good on you, Link's Drift. 18 times for Bass the Black Knight. Good on you. Number 1 was Serious 11 with 1,248 mentions of fishing in his comment.
What?
Very impressive.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do we want to read this comment from the Black Knight here, from Bass the Black Knight? Do we want to read this?
Bass Pro Shop?
I've just been told that it's good. I've not actually read it myself.
Well, do we want to? Do you want me to read it? I will read it.
You need to make a judgment call because I can't remember anything about it. So
I'll just read it anyway.
Okay.
Not that I'm fishing for this comment to get noticed, but did you guys notice that the Black Madonna referred to someone in her cutscene as scumbag? # Ruffy Dominance. Also, when you said there would be fishing in RDR2, did you mean fishing or fishing? Because if Rockstar is going to try to steal our information with the game, I'm not down with that. Fishing is bad, but fishing is cool. I know a guy who made a fortune fishing in WoW. I actually found a spot where he could do his fishing at the edge of the new DLC map and sold the fish before they could have possibly been available in-game. His fishing inspired a patch. Have I said fishing enough? Fishing. Man, I don't want to go crazy with fishing. That's not the point of fishing. The whole idea with fishing is to relax. I wonder how relaxing fishing will be in RDR2. I guess we'll find out. Also fishing. So that was the comment that was said.
Yeah,
to be
now
good.
I do remember it now that you've read it again. Yeah.
Good job. I'm saying Bass the Black Knight because it's fishing is the
Bass base.
Anyway.
Wait a second. Did anyone else notice the nightclub promotion mission where you steal the truck of champagne? Tony uses the word quaffed to describe it.
Oh, we've got
Rockstar Easter egg.
Rockstar watching. They know about quaffable.
Yes.
Wasn't that the Mr. Boss stream?
Upset that there's no Apple Juice Minute this week.
Well,
Yeah.
we've also got somebody on the Ultimate Fighter referring to beer as apple juice as well.
Taking over the world, bro.
Choking Hazard podcast, the next big thing.
Yep.
We'll be the ones commentating on the next Logan Paul KSI fight. Us three will be commentators.
Let's get right into the fight.
So,
what now?
Community questions.
Whoa.
We don't have an Apple Juice minute, so it's going to be community questions, then Choke of the Week, then done.
Hell yeah.
So,
sorry.
Who do we have?
We have Mr. Terminal Velocity with his first question on the podcast, I think.
Hello, caller, on the Choking Hazard podcast, the show where 2 out of the 3 hosts are completely hopeless in terms of their content. Who's your question for? What's your question? Hello?
What?
Well, look, me and Bruff, we're just hopeless, all right? Look, he's lost hope. Everybody steals from him. I've lost hope. Nobody watches me. Anyway,
Okay.
Hello, Terminal. What's your question?
My question is in relation to the future of GTA, in the sense of, would you rather a brand new game or the ability to travel to other locations in the franchise, such as Liberty City, Vice City, San Fierro, or Las Venturas?
What would we prefer between the two?
I'd rather have a new game.
Yeah.
I'm tired of GTA 5.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it. I want a new game.
To think that all the same stuff that's in GTA Online now would get ported over and you know, no, fresh new game, draw a line under everything.
Yeah, just burn it all. Salt the earth. Don't come back to.
Yeah, GTA 6 needs to be something completely new.
I think they should implement all those things in the next game.
Yeah, I don't mind putting the content creator in and the Rockstar editor, or you know, bringing
the normal cars,
bringing San Andreas back, Los Santos back to whatever place that we're, you know, whatever we're in there. The cars, but maybe done a bit better in many ways. But
yeah, balancing and such.
Like there's not. Yeah, it's just you can't use GTA Online as a base for the next period of GTA's life in the next game, because it's just so broken at this point with so many different things. Nah, no good.
Yeah, no good. It is no good.
Thank you for the question, Terminal Velocity.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your question.
Our next caller is Mr. Sibalbuena.
Hello, caller.
Nice.
Choking Hazard. Ask me.
Hey, can I tell something? Like, you know what happened like earlier, since you guys discussed about those YouTube content creators and then they steal content from other people, and you know what I'm gonna be calling these guys? And ass wipe, bug die dummy. I don't know why these guys like to steal content from smaller YouTubers. Like, you know what happened to you, bro? You know why? You know why?
Frustration. I understand.
Yeah, frustration.
Where's your question? Just let the frustration flow through you.
Yeah. Do you think you can for smaller YouTubers like Bruffy, like you can defend yourself what the other people do, other stuff like from YouTube content creators, because you know what happened? You already tweeted about, you already commented on his video, yada yada yada, and etc.
What can I do? You're asking. What can I possibly do?
That's a basic question. What can you do to solve the problem? Nothing.
Nothing.
Is the
honestly.
answer. Nothing. You can do nothing.
And I used to accept the fact that there was nothing that I could do. I remember writing a very long tweet, just explaining that, you know, this is just how it is. There's nothing I can do. And I used to link people to that whenever something like this would come up. Now I've kind of got to the point where I'm just so sick of it that I decided to actually tweet out about it. But ultimately, there's just nothing I can do. You know, it's not gonna make a difference to him in any way. This thing, and yeah, it will.
You could. That is a good comment from Disco Panda. You could call him out for a boxing match. I I doubt that he
Sugar
would
and
accept,
spray.
and then you would look like the bigger man when he doesn't accept. So
Oh yeah.
It's true. If you put the money into actually funding it and he doesn't turn up, that's an automatic victory for you. I think that's the way it works.
Oh,
Say it's for
okay.
charity too.
Yeah, say it's for charity, definitely.
Massive
wanna help
watermarks
sick
and
kids?
tags on everything. That's the thing.
You
Even
wanna-
the spreadsheet today, I had a tag on it saying created by Bruffy, and doesn't matter.
I mean, what you could do, as soon as he's linked to it now, just change it all for Mr. Boss is an expletive inside the spreadsheet.
Just change
and
the
move
spreadsheet.
to somewhere else.
Yeah. The thing is, the like maybe 0.5% of people who watch that video will look at the
click on the link,
spreadsheet.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it'll be the people who are not really watching to watch his video in the first place. So, yeah, not a lot really, and that's
Can't
what
do
it's so.
anything.
You know,
We're everything's hopeless. See, I told you.
yeah,
Because
hopeless.
see?
Everything's hopeless.
Ah.
Everything hopeless. I want to die.
Everybody
Happy
get your Bruffy
ending.
loves. Bruffy loves in the chat, everyone. That's
No,
what we
don't
can
you dare
cheer
put Bruffy
up.
loves in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bruffy
Bruffy
loves the
loves.
answer to everything.
And Nos praise. And
No, we need Bruffy
RBT
drunk in the
cans.
chat because that's really all you can do is just drink the pain away. So, so we get some Bruffy drunk in the chat.
Bruffy drunk too, yeah.
Thank you, Bob Wader, for
okay.
the question.
So our last caller is Major Copyright.
Caller, ask question now.
Got it.
Go.
Effort, maximum effort.
Yes.
All right, so question for everybody. Thanks to Hammer, I have a third one part of this question. What is the best feeling? It could be any kind of racing game. Number one, or catching up to somebody, getting that perfect overtake, whether it's a cutback or something. All right. Second feeling. You see him coming a mile away. He's on that last corner. You see him coming like a freight train. Moment, slightly tap the brakes, go sailing past straight into a wall. That third feeling. You couldn't.
So
you
wait,
couldn't
out of
see the
those
guy.
Is that the end of your question?
which is there? Wait,
Wait for it. Third part. Oh, you
Your
couldn't do
mic's
anything
cutting out
about
a
it.
little bit.
Is it?
Major
Yeah,
Copyright.
his mic is
Yeah.
cutting out in certain
It was-
areas,
it
so
was
I'm not
perfect
hearing
when
the
I
entirety of the
initially said.
situations that he's describing.
I mean, I can. If you
Hammer,
want
can you
Major
take it?
Copy, I can. Right. So, what's the best feeling when you're racing? Okay, is it one, going lap after lap trying to catch the guy in front of you and then finally pulling off that amazing overtake? Is it number two, when you're in a race, possibly with randoms, possibly the IGN crew, something like that, and you see a guy coming from a mile away to take you out, and you just manage to get out of the way, and he goes flying off the track? Or number three, again, when you're racing with randoms, if you get taken out by someone, get that revenge takeout back. What's your favorite feeling when racing, everybody?
I tend not to do revenge takeouts, and I'm gonna take a fourth option instead. I like when you're like neck and neck with somebody, a random, and they try to take you out, but the physics just make your car like an unmovable
like a brick
object.
wall, and
Yeah.
they go
And they
roll
just
it off.
spin out.
That's pretty
I'm like,
funny.
I laugh so hard. I love that.
I don't know. I just like finishing races. I don't come first ever. So
Yeah, the hopeless again.
yeah, I'm not very good at racing. So I just like to finish. I just like to finish the race. That's pretty fun. Not DNFing is a pretty good feeling.
Well, considering number 3 was what got me almost 1 million views, maybe that needs to be my favorite thing.
Yeah, there you go.
But number 1 for sure is my actual answer. But that's it.
I don't come first ever. Nos at the bar, picking up girls. I don't come first ever. In racing. I'm talking. Jesus.
Interesting copyright question. Interesting question, copyright.
Interesting copyright.
Oh, it's been a long day.
Question.
I'm going to get a copyright strike for copying his question.
All right.
So, since
guess
we've got
that's-
no apple juice
right.
minute, thanks to RDT's treachery,
Bruh.
Treachery, that's a strong word.
Yeah, Jesus.
We're gonna have to
This treason scum on the
move
bottom
on
of my boot.
to the choke of the week.
The choke of the week. Whoa.
So we're not going to say whose chokes these were again for the purposes of the votes. Starting the first one, I've started it at 30 seconds in, so everyone can be synced up, and then I'll let you know when we start the next two as well.
So 30 seconds in, huh?
Wait, need to put it on the
goodness,
screen.
this website's awful.
The Xbox DVR website.
Yes. Yeah. If you this is a choke already. You've uploaded this to Xbox DVR.
It's just where clips automatically go. You don't.
Well, then you need to take it and put it somewhere else.
All right. So, first one starting now.
Oh.
A network error caused the media downloaded to fail partway. Oh my god.
Choke of the week.
See, I told you.
You're right. There's the choke. Wait, and now I can't.
Now it went to a different clip.
I had it on full screen, and now I can't. Okay, I had to. Okay, there we go. Let's get to 30 seconds.
Chokeception.
Let's put it back again.
Alright, are we moving? Or is it going?
Right, let's start now. There we go. So it's a Fred race, similar to G-Fred.
Oh my god.
In the lead, coming on the train tracks towards the latter half of the race. First place in a 9F. He's coming up to the transition between the train tracks back onto the road, for those who know G-Fred.
Nope. Kaboom.
And
That's
then,
not good.
Yeah.
That's not
Just
good.
got a bit of a naughty contact there on the...
I like how he landed on his hood and exploded, even though the engine's in the back of the car. That's,
Yeah.
That's some pretty good physics.
Not the
there,
best contact on that one, really, when you just drop down there.
No.
Alright, the next two are actually on YouTube.
Thank God.
So...
Whoa! Netrex's clip is at 4K! Holy cow, yes!
4K?
Well,
I like how you just...
I guess we'll just throw out that we're not telling whose clips these are.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, he deserved praise immediately for uploading in 4K. Oh my goodness.
Alright, let's go now. So they're doing a mule race.
Oh my god, this is so smooth and high bit rate. Oh my lord. I'm
This
voting
is not
for this
it.
one.
That's not the choke, the first bit. So they're all having incidents trying to land the mule on this stunt race. They're doing a mule stunt race, essentially. That's what they're doing.
Sorry. Ooh, look at coin.
So we're continuing on the mules. He's in 8th. He's gotten himself up to 5th with some overtakes. Now he's going for an overtake. Got himself to 3rd with a nice little...
God,
Oh, he's really happy
line.
about it. That's him, you can hear being happy in the background. Takes out 2nd place. Takes out 1st place, really.
Wow.
I'm in the lead.
What a line.
He's so happy about it, getting into the lead.
When does this all go wrong?
Where does this all go wrong? Now I'm looking behind at the stream to see what happens behind me. And as he looks at the stream, he falls down a hole.
Oh no! Oh, that was great.
That is karma, if ever I've seen it.
Wow, that's pretty good.
And then the
That's
next
really
clip,
good.
comfortably in the lead, no major mistakes for 6 laps in the Turismo here. Turismo Classic, 5M. It's
Oh
raining.
yeah, 5M.
Comfortably in the lead. Well, comfortably 2.5 seconds ahead, but then clips a sign. Gets dropped down into 2nd place. That wasn't... Oh, and there's the finish line. Right on the last corner. 6 laps. He was well ahead. Botches it on the last corner with a sign.
That feels
That
bad.
is, yeah. That is a choke. Alright, so
Feels
choke
bad.
1, 2, or 3. Some very good chokes, I've got to say. All
1, 2,
three.
3.
Some
We
really
don't
nice
know
chokes.
whose choke is who. We've got no idea. I didn't tell you.
None of them.
No,
It's not
no,
that we
you don't
saw the name of the person who's choke 3, who had choke 3 in the chat on the screen, but hey ho. So vote. Those of you who are in the chat right now, you can vote on the straw poll. Which one is your favorite chalk? I think I've made my decision. Do you guys have a particular winner?
I think so.
My heart and my mind are in two different spots.
I'm kind of like that, actually.
Man, I've got to say clip 2, whoever it was, I don't know who made clip 2, but that is like the highest quality GTA like YouTube video I've ever seen in terms of visual. It's like I was playing the game. It's like I was there. It's like I was
4K 60 FPS on YouTube is the only way that you get a bit rate that's even slightly decent.
Acceptable. Yeah.
That is exactly right.
So good. Excellent job from whoever that was. I don't know who it was. But excellent job.
Okay, don't tell us who you voted for.
I didn't say I voted for that one.
No, Kenneth.
Oh, yeah, Kenneth.
I voted too.
No, he's just saying he voted as well. He's just using 2 as an abbreviation. Don't worry about it.
He said, I vote. I voted too.
Yeah, so he's saying he voted as well.
3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty amazing quality. Now that I'm looking, I had it on 1080p initially, but now I'm looking at it at 4K, and it is pretty spectacular.
It's very good.
The human eye can't see 4K.
Wow, this has never happened before. We've got a clear winner, and the other 2 have exactly the same amount of votes.
Okay,
really
interesting. So tell us the well, should we turn the hour?
Yeah, let's change the odds. Let's change the voting numbers.
Was the game running at 4K with this, or is that just like upscaled quality? I need to know this. Netrex.
He runs at 1440p. He posted it there. I don't know why Netrex knows this. He didn't make the clip, did he? I don't know.
Well, everyone's voted now, and you've already given it away, so don't start with that.
Yeah, Netrex posted it up there. It's 1440p upscale.
Okay.
Good job.
So when I first saw it, number 2 was like I actually laughed out loud because it's just karma. It's just perfect. Yeah. He was laughing. He took people out anyway on his way to the lead, and he laughed about being in the lead, and then just straight down into the hole was hilarious to me. I think number 3 is the best chalk, and as much as I like number 2, I have to stick to my principles that it has to be a proper chalk. But it's last corner. That's not the chalk number 2 wasn't the last corner. It was still plenty of other things could go wrong.
You're right that doesn't make it okay.
No, I know. That's what I'm going for. I'm going for number 3.
I vote for 2.
I'm voting 1.
Okay.
Oofed.
Across the board, so our votes made no difference to the outcome then.
Fred, you voted for the G.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious that he blew up off a little tiny thing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, tiniest stuff.
And he was in first. He was at 9F.
Shed a bit of light on that. That was the first time he'd ever managed to get into a lead on a G-Fred.
Yeah, that's also true. And then he ends up exploding like that.
Oh, yeah. Hey, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. So
results. In joint second place for the first time ever was Chokes 1 and 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
And the winner
again.
With 70% of the vote, Netrex.
Wow.
With his mule karma.
Good job, Netrex. Well done to Vaquing and who else was it with the first choke?
Flak Attack 94.
Flak Attack with number 1, Vaquing with number 2. Congratulations for being equally second. But
which is a choke in its own right, I would imagine.
Yeah. Netrex is terrible. You are horrible, and you deserved what happened to you in that race.
Lower than I was previously? Yeah, I am. How'd that happen?
I assumed that number 2 would win, but I couldn't bring myself to officially vote for it ahead of the proper chalk of number 3. Some good chalks. Those were 3 very good chalks. I'm impressed with the quality. If anyone has any chalks that they want to submit, the link's always in the description of the YouTube videos, or via the command in the Twitch chat, which Hammer's going to say what the command is now because I can't remember.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Your chokes, Max Verstappen did it. All right, I think that'll just about do us for this one. Unless anybody has anything else to say.
No. Hey, come watch me in October. Every day in October. Go look at my Twitter. All right, go look at my Twitter. Go look at my Discord. We're streaming all the time in October. I know it's a month away, but remember it and come back. Just watch me, please.
As Phil pointed out, we need a word.
Oh, we need a word for next week. Yes.
Triggered.
Dollar bills, yo. It's all about the money, bro. That's what this episode's been about.
Sick. I've been sick. I'm just sick of it.
Sick.
I said
Sick
that multiple times. I've just been sick of everything.
Yeah.
Ill.
I'm just sick of it. I'm just sick of it.
Sick should be the
Sick.
word.
Sick is the word then. If you make it to the end.
Sick, bro.
Here. Yeah, if you got this far, sick.
Sick, bro. Throw up your chakras.
But no hashtags because that'll get caught by automated moderation on YouTube, and I'll have to manually accept everything.
Just make Johnny do that.
Yeah. No, I don't think he can. When he deletes something, it goes to the area where those would automatically be.
No.
All right. So yeah, that'll just about do us. If anybody is also sick of the nightmarish things that I have to go through, you can always click the join button on YouTube for those of you who don't come to Twitch and subscribe that way.
Give this guy more money and then come watch me, please. Please.
And RDT might stream at some point.
I'm a washed up dead streamer at this point. Nobody watches me anymore. It's that Mass Effect.
I think we're officially saying if Bruff gets to 5,000 YouTube members, the fight is definitely on.
I'll fight you if you can get me partnered on Twitch. I'll fight you.
Oh man! All right. Do you want to say goodbye, guys?
Goodbye.
Goodbye, guys.
Thanks everybody for watching. All of us.
Later.
See you later. See you in hopefully 2 weeks' time. Bye bye.
Yeah. Good luck.